Hey everybody, good afternoon, good evening. How was your day?
Hey yo, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a beautiful day here in the ATL. We're so excited to be coming to you again. This is Men's Month, if you will. This is also National Suicide Awareness Month. We've been talking about what a man. What a man, what a mighty good man. You all know the song, the video. We're trying to encourage the men. What are you doing to actually take care of yourself? On the self care Saturday. We want to talk to the men this month. What are you doing? What are you doing to help provide for yourself so that you can be providing for your family? Making those sacrifices that are that are needed for your family. It's more than just being present, but you have to be present always present, always being aware, always being around, always being alert in what's going on in your children's lives, what's going on in your home. It's more than just bringing home the check. It's more than that. Take some time out and you be a real dad. Be a dad. That should be a father. Fathers just donate, make deposits one time, but dads make deposits 24 hours a day. So we're just excited, to be here, just to talk to you all. Listen, women, if you got any brothers or uncles, grandfather, have them share this live with them. We're trying to come talk to all the men, all my brothers, to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Go to the doctor. Go get your
Prostate check.
Go get your feet done. Go get your nails done. Take some woosah moments. Take that fishing trip. Do what you have to do to take care of you, so you can be a blessing to others.
How is everybody? I see Natasha, I see Sherry, I see some other people jumping on. Thank you guys for joining us. I know it's a little bit later than we normally come on because I had the opportunity to be blessed. Actually, that those two magazine covers downstairs, I thought I brought up here, but I didn't. Could you grab it for me, please? Today, this whole weekend has been filled with so many exciting things because, of course, when we are walking in His will and being the way that God would have us to do and prosper us to do that. Thank you for that share. Thank you for the hearts, all that love. I thank you guys. I appreciate you. God has been doing some amazing things, and he keeps on doing great things for me. I tell you, and today I have on my cheerleader t-shirt because I cheer for you because it is about you. We know it's about the kingdom. It's about the kingdom, and it's about the kingdom's agenda. It's about what God would have, because He wants us to live life and have it more abundantly. I had the opportunity to meet, oh my goodness, dozens of wonderful women ever since like the last 72 hours. I've been had the opportunity to be invited to several different places, to have lunch with some, dinner with others, and even a conference. So for everybody, for everybody that did see that post where I'm being featured, I'm going to attach the link. I had to go to the event that was held today where she gave me just a copy because we're waiting for, of course, some of the other hard copies to come from the publisher, but she wanted me to be invited. She invited me so that she could actually give me so that I can see it for myself. You guys see this? Isn't this cool? This is so cool. It shows you that your hard work really pay off. Hard work and persistence and consistency, it does pay off. So you have to make sure that you're being dedicated to the right thing by keeping yourself on the to-do list of your life so that you can do what you're called, ordained, designed, created to do. We are all created worshipers. I have a heart of a worshiper. I sing worship music. I don't count it lightly. I thank you for just even pausing for the cause to jump in real quick, because we actually have a special young man. They're actually a young couple. Yes. They're a young couple. They are the Gilliards. I'm going to actually let them tell you their story. But again, do fathers really know best? For those who are jumping on and may just be jumping in because you see somebody else that shared for you, I am Shawanna Kennedy. This is
LeBron Kennedy.
And we are reminding you to put yourself back on the to-do list of your life because it is about you so that you can be your best self now. That is not a cliche. That is serious business. It means the world to me because we are to be so much more than even what if you think you're better, then you're not thinking big enough. You're not thinking your best self. You're not thinking big enough right now because God has so much more. It says the windows of heaven, until far as I know, the heavens are great. The heavens are wide. So if there's windows all around heaven, right, then that means there's so much more to give, and he wants to give to his children. I'm a daddy's girl. Yeah, I didn't have that earthly father thing going on, but God knew that he had to keep me. Matter of fact, I think he loved me so much. I'm one of his favorites. I'm one of his favorite kids because he didn't want me to. And I think it's so precious for men and women who have the love of an earthly father, an earthly dad, because anybody could be a father, right? That's just tell the truth. But the real men, please stand up. Do fathers really know best? Are you doing what's best for yourself first? Well, God, and yourself so that your family can prosper, not only in wealth, but in health. And in every area of your life. As you can see, I'm telling you guys, I just came back. I've been in it the last 72 hours. I'm excited. Again, I want to thank the people that actually considered me to have me as the cover for Fourth magazine. And it's so cool. Me being a few weeks away from my half a century birthday. Yes, I am. So y'all heard it from me first. I am celebrating the whole freaking month of July. Yes, I am. Hey there, Elder Humphrey. Thank you for jumping on. And I see Lee on here. And who is that?
Pastor Cobb.
Pastor Cobb. What's happening, Pastor Cobb? How y'all doing?
And they're in Texas now.
Oh,
they're in Texas.
Oh, that sound like an invite. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. We're excited. We're just excited. This is Men's Month. So, I decided, God said, let this here man share the screen, be on the big screen with me to share. And so we can just show you that we can work together. It's okay because the guys have their thing. But every now and then we must come together. Say, let us come together, right? Every now and then, because I do believe that husband, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, your significant other, everybody need their own space. Because if you can't enjoy yourself, something is wrong. Yeah. Check it if you have a problem being by yourself. Seriously. If you have a problem being by yourself and you always need the attention or the company of someone else, you need to dig a little deeper and find out what may be going on. Make sure you hit that share button. We want to make sure that this line is jumping before we get the Gillards in here. We want them because he's coming on hot and strong. I see another cool young lady that I actually had the opportunity to meet just yesterday. Fabulous women of ministry, women doing things because it's about what you have. It doesn't matter if our message, you wore the same t-shirt, you don't say it like me and I don't say it like you, right? Right. Because God has a people for a people. He has a person for a people. There are billions of people in this world, and you have to own your percentage of it. Just like in the wrong, you have to own your percentage of it in the right. Yeah, I miss you too. Y'all be safe. I'm excited. What did you want to say before we get them in here, man?
I'm just excited. I'm ready to bring in my friend and my brother. He is a tall fella, but I'm his older brother, but he calls me uncle. Him and his wife call us auntie and uncle, and we're actually flattered to be considered like family to someone that we just met. We met a couple of months ago.
Yeah. But see, that's what happens though when you're in and I heard it put so well to actually just today. People talk about season and you say, oh, it's my season. But we know that there's scripture that reference season. And see, your season can be always. We just change the clothes that we wear. It's how you look at a thing because you get a choice in how you respond to what's going on. Right? Think about it. You get a choice in how you respond to what's happening to you. Just like when things are wrong. You have to really look and own your percent of it. Don't be found always making excuses of why you're not a part of what may be considered to be the blame. We have to be careful of that. Own your share. That way you can face it in order to do what? Fix it. Because we, as Lady of God would always say, we are winners. We're in this thing to win it. I'm in it to win it. All I do is do what? All I do is win. As what Danita Hare say, all I do is shine, 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 shine on me. Yes, I want the light from the lighthouse to shine on me. It's shining on me. And you need to do what you need to do so that your light can shine, so that the world can see the greatness that he already has in you. Claim your power. Take back your power. Watch those secrets. Stop letting people hold stuff that you did a decade ago still control you today. Yeah, I know that ain't got any, well, that do pertain to men, because they let their pride comes before what?
The fall. The
fall, man. No, enough falling. But we fall down, but we get up. But you got to get up to working. You got to get up to moving, get up to being better, get up to being filled for what has been prepared for you. I told y'all, I'm hot. I'm telling you, I've just had that much juiciness going on. What we got? Do I see is Marcus? Say hello. Whitney, if you're out there, say hello. Maurice, say it says so we can bring you guys in. I see Tiffany joining. Did you see her?
Yeah, I saw
one of you guys, I don't know which one of you are on live right now. Say hi. We want to bring you in. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Whitney and Maurice.
Whitney, Maurice, where you at? Who on here? Which one of you guys on here? We want to bring you in so they can meet the wonderfulness of you guys. Yes, they have a great testimony, and even how they met and how God will work it out for you. Whitney. Yes, let me get you in here. Hold on, guys, 1 second for me. We'll be right with you. Let's see. Let's see. It was someone, he over there singing Love and Happiness. You see that, right? Let's see. Where is that? There she is. Let's get her in. You see it? It should be giving you the invite right now. Right now. Let me see what we got. You in? You coming in? Yeah. Yep, it's saying you've been invited. Let's see. Is she there? Where you at?
We ready.
We ready. Let's see.
We clicked on you.
Do you see the invite? You got to accept it. Click it. I invited you. It should be saying somebody wants you to join. What's it showing on your end? Is it coming? Let's see. Yeah, it's showing that you're invited. Let's see. Yeah, it's showing that she's invited. Let's see. What you see on your end? You there? Hey. Oh, I see Bose. What's happening? How y'all doing? I told you again, while we're waiting for her to come in.
Like that.
Yeah, it should be showing you. Let me go back and try it. Wait, let me see. I see a red. Okay, there it is. Here it comes. Here she comes. Here it comes. Whitney and Maurice, the Gillards, are about to jump on the line.
All the way from Savannah.
Yes, they're from Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, there it is. Hit it. You should see it. It's right there. I just approved you. While you're waiting, for those who click the like, yes, get ready to click that link and check out the magazine. Yes. Let's see. What we got? Hey there, Miss Womack. How are you? There it is. Let's see. Okay, here it is. I see the little circle.
Yep.
Addie. You're right. Thank you, Elder. Yes. Here they come. Where they at? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now we're waiting for cyberspace to kick in. Let's see. We got, where is that? Yeah, love and happiness.
There it is.
All right.
All right.
Sounding good.
We hear you.
Okay. Outstanding. Yeah, there's some technical difficulties going on here.
Hey, Maurice.
How's everyone doing?
How you doing?
Good,
Before you
good.
guys talk, let them see the more prettier side of you. Where is she at? Let them
Yeah,
see the prettier
waiting
side.
for-
Where's she at?
Hey, how are you?
Hi, everybody say hello to the Gillards. That is Whitney and Maurice. Say hi, guys. Make them feel welcome.
Hey,
Show them some love. Show them some
Show
love,
them some
y'all.
love. Say hi. Tell them hi. Hey.
how's everyone
Oh,
doing?
look, they have their shirts on.
I know. Boo. Boo.
You know,
We are so
we gotta
we're
represent.
so excited,
How's
you guys.
everyone doing?
Can you hear us good?
Yes,
Can
we
everybody
can.
hear them?
Yes.
Give me a thumbs up, hit a wave. Can you hear them?
Yes.
I'm thinking they can. Yeah. Okay, now that is Maurice and Whitney Gillard. Now we're gonna let you tell who you are. Yeah, who you are. So that they can know more about you in the rest of the world that catch this feed. So y'all make sure y'all share. These are some great people. These are some great people. And they love the Lord.
Yes.
Who are we? Okay, this always gets really weird to explain. So, my name is Whitney. This is Maurice. Scoot on in the screen. He's a little shy. But we are, well, I'm a former foster youth, and I grew up in the American foster care system from 14 to 21. And my husband is an Army veteran of about 10 years. If you ask me, I'd say 20 because it feels that way. But it's been up 10 years, and he just returned from Afghanistan. And we both made a move to create a nonprofit that is to give back to exactly what we both felt like was lacked from personal experience in the foster care system. And we wanted to make sure that no other child in care feels that way again, or any young adult that is transitioning out of care feels that way again. So we tackle the unpopular parts, to the foster care system, like life skill classes, birthday parties, holiday presents, and making sure that youth transitioning out of care gets exactly what they need. But we are here to advocate for them. So that's what we're about. And I love him.
Oh, she says she love you. I didn't hear it. I didn't say it back in front of all the people.
The smile insinuated the absolute love, giving back. So I love you too.
He's shy. He's
saying.
really shy.
Mr. Maurice, man, is so good, y'all. I love this brother. He's an ex-veteran. He's a father. He's a soldier. He's an entrepreneur. Man, my hat's off. Well, I ain't got a hat. My hat is off to you.
Mine's off to me.
And we actually had breakfast with them on yesterday, and we were just sharing, and I just admire this young man so much. And I said, man, it would be great for you to come on and be a part of this self-care Saturday, and us talking about fathers and the important role of fathers, and what it means. What it means to be a man. Now, I heard a little bit about your story. This young man, he was born in Germany. He wasn't born in Alabama and Ohio. He was born in Germany. He's a military son, and kind of explain to us, the role your father had in your life.
Indeed. Well, I kind of want to just say that I'm humbled to actually be on here. I'm humbled to have the extension and the offer given to me, and all the feelings that you just expressed are definitely felt likewise and reciprocated. So I felt an immediate connection when we began discussing a couple months ago at this point at the Foster Walk, just sharing our stories with one another. We found a liking that I think that created a bond immediately, and then we kind of grew from there. So LeBron, I appreciate your presence and your assistance with everything, and I'm sure it's likewise for Shawanna and my wife as well. But about me, so yeah, I just turned 30 years old. 3 months ago, if that. So I'm definitely fresh into my 30s, and I'm feeling great and very excited and very happy. There's a lot of transitions going on in my life and my wife's life and in our family's life. Like LeBron said, yeah, I was born in Germany. My father was full-time active duty Army. He ended up retiring after a great 21-year career in the Army in Kentucky. So I've lived all over the United States. I've had a lot of different perspectives on life, and I've seen a lot of different walks of life as well. I've lived in, over 10 different states, and I've been international quite a few times as well, for positive reasons and then for professional reasons too. I've been deployed 3 actual times. I've got over 38 months of combat service between Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm actually transitioning now out of the military. I'm an active duty Black Hawk pilot, actually, which sounds a lot.
My man.
It sounds better than what it is. I drive buses in the air, but you know. But actually, I'm transitioning for the purpose of actually this topic itself, which is fatherhood. So my wife and I made a good decision to begin the path of becoming foster parents, and for me to extend being a father from just my biological son that I have, who's 3 years old. His name is Eamon. He's our executive assistant for our company as well.
He was very hard.
Transitioning from being just the biological representation of father to now a father, and embracing the term and opening my doors or opening our doors to being a father to more children that are in need of fatherhood. So the exact topic that we're discussing that I was invited to speak on today is actually the reason why we're separating from the military and then getting fully into family, fatherhood, and motherhood as well. So, but I'm happy to be a part of it. That's me in a nutshell. I could go into other stuff too. I'm in an MBA program. I got a huge entrepreneurial spirit, and a lot of things going on the back end. So that's me.
Okay, you know what? But before y'all, did you say he loved you? Is that what you said again?
Yeah,
I was like, he's so dreamy.
Yeah. Now, before you guys take it away, men, I want to know. I have to ask. The theme is what a man, what a mighty good man. What does being a man? We're not talking about dads and fathers right now. Just being a man. What does that mean for you? This is I've coined this month all about the men. You know, we know. Hey, women, we already know they do need us. Yes, yes, yes. But what does being a man? What does being a man mean for you?
That's a great question. Not even interesting. That's a great question, because I sat yesterday. We were in Atlanta until 9:30 at night, and then we had a 3.5-hour drive back to Savannah. But we stayed there a little extra because we sat there with a young lady who's in the foster care system, and she's actually pregnant with her second child, and she's under the age of 20. But we were sitting there, and she was discussing her current relationship with her boyfriend, and I actually had a moment when I could deliver some mentorship and some guidance to talk about her relationship, because she was explaining things to me about her boyfriend, and she kept referencing him as the man of her life, and how he was the man for her and all these things. And she started identifying some things that to me struck me as, now sitting here as a 30-year-old man and a father, struck me as more boyish than man. Being a man, when I spoke to the young lady yesterday, being a man, I gave her staunch contrast to what she said to me. So she would give me examples of things he would do, and I would say, well, that's not necessarily a man. That's more of an individual who's still caught up in their own self-image more than they're worried about the existence of the relationship and happiness that's going on. So it's a lot more in my mind, not to get too long-winded, but it's a lot more in my mind, the term man, if we even want to go back biblically. I'm not going to date that far, but the term man is coined by action. It's coined by character. It's coined by how you hold yourself and the representation of you by the circle that you keep as well. Me as a man, I make decisions now that affect my family and not just my own well-being. As a boy, I was concerned about my own well-being and trying to figure out my path in life. And I brought on a girlfriend, or, women, really. I brought on women in my life, and I was identifying what was good for me professionally and personally. But now, sitting here as a man, now I'm worried about the decisions I make and how they affect my family as a whole, how it affects my character and how it affects my name in the community and how I get back to my community. I'm a servant at all times. And that's kind of what I feel as a man. So I know I'm long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, that's good, because you know what? It's needed, and it's not talked about enough. And that's why I think it's so great to hear. And that I told you, when we talk about nonprofits and foundations, to me, it's if we get enough people at the foundation, we will have whoever is seeing this or even watching it on replay. If we catch a thing early enough at the foundation, we can have more healthier adults, whether you're male or female, because a lot of things are not caught soon enough. That's why you do, and we are experiencing and seeing some of what we're seeing, because a lot of things are not caught, and the foundation is not set or even laid. And for people who don't, it's actually beyond their control, then I still say, even as an adult, and I know I've been immature, I've been, that in the past, but then we get to be better. We get to do better so that we can know that our actions really count, and they count for something, and they count for, of course, I say, what is it? When you think about your why, like, why do you do whatever it is that you do? When you realize that your why actually becomes, and what I found out for me is that it becomes even bigger than you, because it's blessing the multitudes. We're here to leave impact, legacies, and to have stuff for, the children's children, because we want them to do even greater and go further than we do. And that is that's why I say self first in order for us to serve. It's not about being selfish, but so that we can have the strength. See, did you see those muscles? Let me see. Can you make a muscle for me, please?
No,
no, I need to see your arm. Thank you.
Yeah, Whitney.
Thank you.
You see the muscles?
We're here.
See the muscle, Maurice. Now, Maurice, now, what do you do to actually take care of yourself? This is Self-Care Saturday, and of course, we're all about serving, but we can't serve if we're not in a well place. How do you stay in a well place mentally and spiritually and physically?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And all three of those tie within, because I do all three. So mentally, I really find myself reading a lot of things. I'm not really big into books per se, because I'm a slow reader, but I'm big into audiobooks and listening, and big into blogs and articles and stuff. And especially when I find something that interests me, or to further my knowledge in something, then I definitely dive deep into the topic. My wife and I were talking about marketing for our own nonprofit yesterday, and how deep I was diving into understanding marketing, because I don't have a background in marketing like that. But when I find something like that, I definitely find happiness in sitting down and actually increasing the amount of knowledge that I have, in so many different ways. Even when I'm watching TV, documentaries and all that, I find an escape. And I find that way to be something that keeps me mentally agile, and released at all times. Physically is just that as well. I do like to run. I run every single day. I really honestly believe that a good physical lifestyle definitely keeps a lot of negative things away, especially that suffer as they get older and all that. So I definitely try to maintain physical health at all times and whatnot. But spiritually is probably the largest one for me, because I find happiness now, and I'm really happy about telling y'all that I'm happy about this, because I went 29 years. I went 29 years without understanding how good it felt to be spiritually grounded, and I just started understanding what that meant. I mean, within the last 6 months, probably, what it meant to be spiritually grounded, and I find myself wanting and yearning to have more spiritual understanding in my life. When I met LeBron, actually, I mean, we just met, and the whole conversation just took a spiritual direction. That's how much I'm trying to revolve myself around people who are the same way and invite that into my life. So I definitely try to remain vigilant in conversation about religion and my newfound belief and how I feel, and it cascades into my relationship with my wife and all that. And I find myself in the church probably twice a week now. Every week, and to bring my son, as a father should, who travels with me to church, even when my wife may be working or something like that. So I remain agile on all three fronts to make myself a good person, I guess. So
That's awesome. Now, Maurice, I have to tell the story. We met a few, like a month or two ago, and it was a Foster Walk Run fundraiser. And what struck me, and I had like that proud dad moment. Uh, we were walking. It was so humid. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
gasping for air. Your son, he just takes off running, and I'm like, this little dude is running. And then I found out that you are an avid runner. So he sees you and
Yep.
he mimics you. So fathers, men,
Yeah.
dads, it is important. It is so important that we exercise some good godly habits in front of our young men and our young ladies because they are watching. We talked about this yesterday at breakfast. They are watching us. And Whitney, I mean, you've seen this man just transform right before right in front of you.
Don't go. We ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about
Okay.
that.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Not, I'm not transform. But actually,
Yes.
from me glam to no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about mentally, spiritually. Well, he's always had the actual physical aspect because he was in military, and you got to keep yourself some kind of shape. But how important is this example of being that man that you needed in your life?
I think Maurice has first and foremost, he's firsthand seen my struggles in my relationship with him at first. I mean, I used to be like, the second I'm afraid of anything in our relationship, I would just walk right out. And I feel like Maurice has seen in the growing of a relationship firsthand what kind of struggles come with the aftermath of not having a father figure in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees that, and he sees that. I mean, I'm 24, but that from the age of when you're an adult to right now to 24, it doesn't take away the times of your entire childhood not having a steady, grounded father figure. It doesn't take it away. And that carries into your marriage, and it carries into your commitment before anything else. And I think Maurice was really able to see the struggles that I had, and then some of the struggles of me wanting to be the best for my son. And I think Maurice, during his deployment, saw how, especially the deployment, just how the characteristics of my son changed a little bit when it's just mom, it's just one parent, because that's how God designed it to be. And that's why it will be incredibly difficult. It is incredibly difficult when you're a single parent yourself. And so when Maurice saw that, I think he saw that he didn't want that for his son. He wanted to also use just the lack of father figure in my life as an example of how he wants to lead his life.
That's good stuff.
That is good. Thank you for being transparent. Yeah. Thank you. Because that I know, personally what that actually does feel like. And it does take, for me, it has taken God to give me an extra dose of love. And I tell people, Jesus saved my soul, but he gave me worship to keep my mind, and so that I can feel more of his love through what worship and music does for me, in not having that figure. And I do know that I've definitely had some crazy relationships in times past, and done some crazy things because, well, not having that model to look after, to really have it closer to you. Because we know, we see on TV, everybody know the Huxtables,
right.
That is some people's reality, but that's a small percentage of folks' reality, where you do have that type of home. And not that, don't get me wrong, because I was a single mom for a long while before this guy came in, and well, he fell in love with me, and he knew in order to have me, he had to love my kids too.
Yes.
But it's wonderful, and you guys. And you heard them. You're looking at two young adult married people. How many years have you been married? I know some people are probably curious about that.
We've been married 3 years. Yeah. Been together 5.
Wow.
Married 3.
Wow.
See, they've been together 5 years. That's grace. They've been together 3. That's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah, so
y'all feel that? Oh.
That's a good way to put
no,
it.
we're not going to church. We're not going to church. We're not going to church. No, man, no.
I had to come back for a minute.
But it does, and with us doing this, and what I found too, because you get to share on each other, and if you're being real or authentic, when you do that, what it does, it helps remind each other what is it that you see in each other. That's why you have to remember that you can't just, you have to keep it fresh. You have to keep it fresh. You have to keep people. You have to keep it fresh. It's not an old tire. It's not an old rag. You have to keep it fresh. And I think that's a beautiful thing that I look forward to watching them grow and continue to mature into the people. Look, they have kids watching, and they're going to look at their relationship, and those youth are going to say, man, I want a man just like the women. I know they be looking. That's why y'all think Whitney go with him, because they're going to be like, oh my God, I want a man just like that. Y'all see that? Y'all see that light skin? Because light skin is still definitely in. Y'all better hear me.
Oh, yeah. Caramel. Caramel. It's like caramel.
Maurice had that conversation with a young lady, and at some point you saw her she was just looking at him, and you could see in her eyes that was something that she wanted in her life. And I was able to look at her and I said, can I tell you something as a wife, as his wife, that a group home staff once told me when I was in love with a boy that was no good for me. She's looked at me and she said that you can tell a lot about a man by the things that he does that does not benefit him. And in marriage, what I've learned with Maurice and myself is that it's not always beautiful. It can be really hard. It's a rough ride sometimes. But I always said that statement always stuck in my head, because at the end of the day, I have to close my eyes no matter how mad I am, no matter how frustrated I am. I have to close my eyes and think about, who is Maurice as a person? What does he do as a person that does not benefit him? And he's giving, he's caring, he loves animals, he's super empathetic, and I can go on and on and on. But that's what we've learned. And that's like, when I see Maurice, I see permanency. I see that he is down.
Somebody type that in.
Yeah, I do. I see permanency, and that's something that so many kids in foster care lack, is permanency. When Maurice came back from Afghanistan, I felt stability, because now there's 2 people to the house. And so I told her, I said, at the end of the day, we were all strangers to the people that we are now married to. So always see him as the person, no matter how hard it gets. And that's what a man is.
That's good. That's good. Now you all check them out. We're gonna post everything about their foundation, how to contact them. Their whole thing is foster care, and we actually had talked about this, that even last week with the Pastor Humphrey and actually Lady Humphrey on last Saturday. And we were talking about that. There are so many men out there, or fathers who have grown sons. They're they've left the nest. But our thing is that fathering or having a father figure, or even a foster father, that doesn't end. It takes a village, as they say. Men, we cannot stop, even though our sons may be grown and gone, our daughters may be grown and gone. But fostering, nurturing does not stop. It shouldn't stop. And if you're blessed, financially, or have a house with 2-3 rooms in it, please consider being a foster parent.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And definitely, even if not, just make yourself available. Find someone where you can even spend time, or be that big brother, big sister. I know those are organizations, but consider doing something like that with a group, with the foster group, because they need those representations of people to look up to as well. Even if you can't, have them in your home, but to be able to just even be that listening ear. We heard, when you hear it, and I know, unless I'm mistaken, Maurice, wasn't your mother a family member? And that's how.
Yeah, my mother was in foster care in Germany. for, I want to say until she was 18, until she met my father. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty extensive through our, yeah, on our website, it says that we have family history spanning 2 generations of being in the foster care system. And there's absolute truth to that, being that my mother and then my wife as well. So I've been privy to it. I haven't been in it myself, but I've been privy and around it and understand, which is impacting. So
Maurice has been able to see. Yeah. No, go ahead.
So that, so that the thing that drives you, Maurice, that would, fuels you, because there's such a great need, not just for foster parents, but a positive role male model.
Indeed, it absolutely is, and this is kind of a touchy point for me. It absolutely is. One, having family history that spans through the foster care system, being married to a woman who was in the foster care system, and then living in a state that has a foster care crisis. Those type of things really do touch close to home. I started dabbling in video production stuff, and we created a video to provide foster care awareness, to provide the current statistics that were published a few months ago. I want to say March of this year, from the Children's Bureau. And if you watch the video, which I'll probably drop in the comment section as well to go to the YouTube channel, but the largest number in the video is 435,000 or 465,000, one of the two, which reflects the total population of foster care, of children in foster care currently. That number is, that's 500,000 almost. That's astonishing to say. 500,000 children are in the foster care system. So stuff like that resonates with me and provides the push. And then I see my own 3-year-old, and I just personally can't, and this goes back to what you were saying, as a father, I couldn't see myself separating from him and having him go unguided in life. You're absolutely correct. Being a father doesn't stop. I still call on my father. I want to say weekly, if not weekly. Every couple of days I talk to my father for guidance on situations. My father's into his late 50s, early 60s at this point. So, and he would still be talking to his father if my grandfather was alive currently. So it doesn't end. Just because I'm of age and I have a family doesn't mean that I know everything at this point. I'm still ever growing, and I look up to the pastors and the preachers as well. Like, I look up to LeBron because he's been through situations that I haven't been through. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's never a point in which a man should ever say, I am the epitome of man, and no one can ever, continue to help chisel who I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely.
I guess that goes back to the question that we had actually posted, on one post. Does father know best? There are instances, and I think I shared with you, Maurice, on yesterday, that my dad was a great man. He was a great man, but he gave me what he knew at the time, and it was enough to get me to a certain point. He gave me the foundation of faith, family, a little bit of finance, this whole thing. Boy, work hard, save your money. That was his thing. Okay, there were some things in the middle, that we talked about. He gave me the bread, but there was no meat on the inside.
Absolutely.
I couldn't make a good sandwich. It was just empty. It was just bread. So so again, as a man, what are you doing? Maurice said that he likes to read, well, not read so much, but he likes to listen to audiobooks. Do some research.
He's feeding his mind with good information.
Absolutely. He's feeding his mind with good information, not just for the business, but also to help him into being a better dad. Being a good father. How can he pour into someone else's life? We're not saying, I ain't talking about nobody's daddies out there. I'm just saying what I'm saying. We all had great dads, and they did and they poured into us what they had, and I appreciate that. But at some point, you've got to want to be a better man. And if you think that you have reached,
interject. It was said to me by a mentor a couple years ago, and I'm sure men at this point are familiar with the saying, but you need to become a master of your craft. When you transcend from being a boy to a man, you find yourself no longer worrying on chiseling your sword of performance or chiseling your sword of social network or chiseling your sword on social acceptance, but now you find yourself chiseling your sword on furthering your education and demonstration of what you are, because the person that's following you, which is in my case is my son and the foster youth that I talk to, the person or people that are following you are now not just looking at you for your physique and for your what you have, but they're looking at you during those indirect moments, those moments when you're walking down the street and someone drops their wallet on the ground and you pick the wallet up and give it back to the person. That's when they're looking at you. They're looking at you during the moments on when you're standing there with your wife or your significant other and you choose to embrace her and hold her, not sexualize her. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I got a 3-year-old who's standing in the house now and he needs the representation of what mom and dad look like in love, not the representation of what I used to be like as a boy when I was interacting with young women. Do you see what I'm saying? So I sharpen my sword, on things that are now going to define my character, represent who I am, and be something that's everlasting. And the everlasting is the young man or young lady that's growing up in my image. That's when it begins to, you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I agree with you completely.
Awesome. Anything, Shawanna?
Yeah, you know what? Make sure, because I don't know if you're on the phone, so that you drop every link, because I do want to put it back in the header so that it's not lost in the feed, so they will know. We need you guys to actually go and like their channel. Like their channel. Yes, put that information in there, because make sure, we want you to go and like their channel. These are some super people, some super human beings. And I told you again, and they love God. Yeah. You don't love God, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Because you have to, because it makes everything we do worth so much more, because our living is not supposed to be in vain. It's not. We are here with purpose, on purpose, for a purpose, to do what he has put inside of us. And now we, even just talking, having this conversation, we really do hope that it actually helps someone to share some information, or just to love on, whether it's a male or female, to love on them a little bit more, so that they may not have to even experience some of the things that you might have had to experience. I know what they say, experience is the best teacher, but I'm sorry. My mom had 5, and I didn't have to get as many whoopings as my siblings. I don't need to get 50 whoopings to know that the belt hurt. I don't need 50 whoopings to know if you grab a switch that the switch hurt. We can be that, and some people will listen to what you have to say and actually take your advice if it's sound advice. Sound advice. Yeah. Do you guys have anything that you want to ask Maurice while we have them on here about foster care, or just who they are as a young married couple? They are a young married couple. They have one little handsome son. He is so adorable.
My nephew.
Yeah, he is so adorable.
While he does that, let me go ahead and drop some links, and I'll hop back on the screen, but I'm going to drop in some information for you guys to be a part of the advocacy, because we don't think, you don't have to just be a former foster youth to really advocate for children. We have membership that you can donate monthly, and you can actually be a part of the advocacy, be a part of that permanent change that we talk about. So I'm going to drop that in there. And if you have any questions, visit our page, hit us up. We'll be more than happy to answer you. But let me give the screen to my husband, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Now, while the camera is solely on you and I'm going to come out the screen, what would you want to say or share with a young man or a man that actually is watching, that can share this information with another male or female? What advice, the camera's on you, give us some nuggets, some tools. Definitely you have a ton, you're military, so you know what it's like to be structured, to be have things in order, because having things in order is very important. What you got to say for it?
I mean, wow, that's quite the question. Honestly, if I were to say something to somebody today, I would probably say something along the lines of, your character is something that should be the epitome of what you are, and how people receive you because it's something that's going to be everlasting. It's something that's going to be there when you're not there. That's the impression that people are going to follow. I recently went through some trials and tribulations as well. And I would say that as you go through life, you're going to experience things that are outside of your character, or you're going to do things that are outside of your character. And, you know, hopefully nothing comes about negatively of that. And you're able to learn from that situation. But just keep in mind who you are and always be yourself and true to yourself. So that way, when you're in front of other people, you're true to them too. Your character follows you at all points. And experience is another thing. You don't have to go through an experience to learn from an experience. I actually talked to my uncle a few months ago. He shed some light on me about an experience he went through. And he said to me, it's interesting because he had never shared that experience with anyone else in his 60 plus years of living. And he said that moment 3 months ago, he had to share that experience with me. And he said, people go through things, maybe not just for themselves, but to have the little bit of knowledge to shed on someone else's light to stop them from going through the same experience that they went through. So if we sit here today, I'm telling you, listen to people, look up to people, find the right mentors, be true to yourself, and understand that listen to what others are telling you, because their experiences might be the pivotal bit of information to stop you from going down a certain path and actually allow you to miss that path and go on a larger trajectory in life. So definitely, you know, be mindful of those things.
That's good stuff, Maurice. That's good stuff. You know, by this being Self-Care Saturday, and you know, we've been talking about men taking care of themselves, you know, mentally and physically and actually spiritually. Y'all, Maurice has shared some great stuff. So please, man, please, sir, share this live. Share this live. You won't regret it. You know, your lives will be blessed. You know, by this young man. He's my little big brother. And that's only because of the age. But you know, I actually love him to life. You know, we just met a few months ago, and you know, we try to stay in contact. Now, you know, there's nothing wrong. You know, there's nothing wrong with you know, I hear people say that people shouldn't see a man cry, or you know, or some, stuff like that. You know, you shouldn't. You know, your sons or your daughters shouldn't see you cry. That's a sign. You know, that's a sign of weakness. I mean, you know, and I mean, you know, to me, that's a myth.
I believe
that's a myth.
I find an emotional reaction or emotional response to something to be a couple things. One, that you're in tune with yourself, correct? As a man, we should be in tune with who we are. Again, going back to character and being true to people. And I also find an emotional response to things to be a sign of intelligence, because you're aware of certain things in life, like empathy being one of them. A man should have empathy and understand. Emotional intelligence is something that a lot of men try to hide I wouldn't even say lack, because I think we all have it. I think hiding is the best term. We hide it for the reasons, like you just said, that we don't want to appear something of not being macho or not being manly, because the term man is only being used as a reference to physical strength at that point. I believe at the moments in which my wife is crying, I may shed a tear with her because I have emotional intelligence and empathy for the situation that she may be going through. And my expression of such is a manly expression because of the love that I have for her or anyone else that I may be interacting with. If someone else is going through something, I need to be in tune with what's happening. I find that to be, you know, being in the military too, you know, I've been around a lot of manly men, physically large men in stature and in shape, and those are the guys that'll drop off in the middle of the night that you don't want to see. You see what I'm saying? But even men like that I've been around and seen still have some type of emotional intelligence and understanding, because their breadth of knowledge and understanding goes deeper than just the physical representation of what they are. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a myth.
Wow. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I mean, you know, I think we've covered everything. You know, we covered, you know, fatherhood and friends, fatherhood and family. fatherhood and finance, because you're saying that some of the things that you all are doing, you're trying to leave a legacy for for my nephew, and for others' lives that you actually touch and impact. So fathers, men, please, sirs, you make sure that you leave something, for your children, and those who are who you are connected to, and it just have to be blood connection. It can, I mean, everything ain't about blood. It's about the
No,
blood, but it ain't about blood.
and
you know,
that might be
um,
that we that might be something that we might be missing now as men. I mean, our churches try to do, brotherly worship, and our churches try to inspire men to be around men to get into God's word and all that. But I mean, even now in 2018, we should still be understanding who your neighbor is. You see what I'm saying? Like back,
yeah,
my father was growing up, and back when his father was growing up, and his father was growing up, the community was a lot more rooted than what it is now, and
yeah,
men were together. The saying of "it takes a village to raise a child" was actually something of truth. It was actually something that was enacted on a daily basis. I think now, as we go further and we become a little more disconnected based on technological advancements, and we become more socially connected via the internet, we're losing that connection of being inspired by other men and being around other men and being good with other men and fellowshipping with other men. The things that me and you do, LeBron, I mean, just our conversations, we fellowship, we inspire one another, but we choose not to just interact on social media and all that. We choose to be men of such character that when we interact, we discuss things, and we continue to, bounce ideas off each other and make ourselves better. So, I mean, I agree. I think we need to probably try to create a movement in which men are around other men in more than just physical events, but we're around other men just to bounce ideas and talk and fellowship. So I agree.
the good stuff. All right, y'all, we got to get ready to go because we don't want this live to shut off on it, because they will shut off on you. So again, let's thank the Gilliards for this time, and we'll catch y'all later.
Where's she at? Let me give her some love. Where's she at? She next to you.
She's right there.
With Whitney.
Yeah.
Oh, she.
Oh, what you hiding?
My hair
So again, we want to thank you. We want to thank you. We want to thank them for being on. We want to thank you for watching. We want to thank you for sharing. We want to
Thank
thank you
y'all.
for actually donating. We want to thank you for your continued prayers for what we do here. Self-care, it is about you. Put yourself back on the to-do list of your life so that you can influence this world. You are needed. You are needed. You are needed. You. Yes, please share this information. We're going to make sure you have everything you need for them. And we will see you guys next week.
for having
Say
us.
bye, guys. We love you. Thank you for joining.